So, team, keep it clean. As you can see, I'm not alone tonight. I got two very, very special guests in the building, and I'm actually on their channel too. So I can't even just say they're in the building with me. I'm in the building with them. We all in the building together. I am with James and Glenn from 410 Sports Talk. Shout out to both of them. Just introduce yourself. Let everybody know how you feeling tonight.
No doubt, no doubt. Welcome to the show, everybody. Feeling good, excited about the upcoming draft. Of course, we just had today was the Liars Luncheon? Is that what the nickname is? Got to hear from Eric and Coach, and man, just so excited to talk about what we have upcoming.
Yeah, man, I'm really looking forward to the draft. And like Glenn said, I am the counterpart here. Look, you guys know who we are. You obviously know who the great Ingraven is. And this is an exciting time of year. It's a lot of fun. And, I think I've said this before on our show, Ing, you probably agree with me. Obviously, the season and the playoffs is the time for optimism. But after that subsides, like the draft, free agency, and the draft especially, because, guys coming out of college and so many unknowns, it's a real time for optimism and hope for teams. It certainly gets me amped up for the season. Man, I can't wait for the upcoming, first round and subsequent rounds. I'm really looking forward to this year's draft.
Oh yeah, for sure. Because when you think about the NFL draft, like you mentioned, like playoff time, regular season obviously first, that's where it starts, and then playoff time, you really got a chance to go to the Super Bowl. But then after that, after it's all over, and obviously it's all over for the Baltimore Ravens, everybody has different levels of hope with their team. Everybody has different levels of, all right, my team, we can really do it this year. And then there's some other teams that's like, realistically, we ain't even close. But you think of it as a Baltimore Ravens fan and just how close they've continued to get year after year after year after year. So it's like with the draft, they already have a really nice team now. Like right here, right now, I feel like they could put together a nice roster and put together a nice season. But then you think about the draft and what that adds to the potential of this team. Rookies coming in and helping out. Obviously, first round, second round, third round, potential starters, and then fourth round and so on, depth guys. But the draft, it just has such a huge impact. So it's a beautiful thing. So I'm looking forward to it.
No doubt, no doubt. Yeah, I mean, like you said, there's teams that have different goals, right? If making a playoff is an accomplishment for a lot of teams, and certainly winning their division, which is the step one for every team. But the Ravens are a little different, right? It seems like it's almost like even if they made the Super Bowl, that would feel like, and didn't win it, it would be a disappointment. It seems like it's Super Bowl or bust. Certainly this year, but really in the last couple years, it's felt that way. So hopefully they can finally get over the hump, but the draft is the next step in that direction for sure.
Absolutely.
It sure is.
And I'm excited. Go ahead. Ing.
No, you're good. Go ahead.
I was going to say, I'm excited to talk about some of the things. The Liars Luncheon to me is always funny because if you're a Ravens fan, you know that there's a little bit of, there's always the deceptions, the smoke screens, things like that. But Eric and Ozzy do the same thing. It gets a little repetitive sometimes. So you have to find the nuggets of truth and the nuggets of deception. Like, what did Eric specifically leave out of the conversation? I think those things are always interesting. What is he doing? Is he angling for a trade and trying to up somebody's value? Like those types of conversations. If you remember when we had the Joe Flacco trade and other trades and things like that. So where is he angling? Right? Like what are his agendas with this meeting? Because I don't think he sees it as just an opportunity to talk to fans.
About smoke screens are being put out there for sure.
Right. And he's trying to hook other teams and make sure that the board falls in the way that he wants it to. So yeah, I think there was a lot of interesting information today. There was and there wasn't, right? But there was some decent information, regarding what the Ravens' strategy would be moving forward.
And we're going to talk about all of that. But before we do, we got a big announcement for everybody that's watching and everybody that'll catch this later on too. Now, normally, y'all know every single year we do our live stream for the first round of the draft. And every single year, James and Glenn from 410 Sports Talk, they do their thing for the draft as well. But we figured, you know what, this year, how about we come together? How about we come together and really do this for Ravens flock, for Ravens fans, to where they can have a joint collaboration effort to where we all together and we all streaming at the same time the draft, but we're taking it a step further. Let me let James and Glenn tell you about that step further that we're taking.
Yeah, man, I'm super excited about this because not only are we going to have the opportunity to stream, just like Ing said, just like this together, but we're going to be in person, ladies and gentlemen. Look, I know Glenn and I are cool. Like, we're all right. But Ingraven is coming to hang out with us. He's coming up from sunny Florida to hang out with us here in Maryland, right downtown in the city at Union Hill Kitchen and Craft Bar, right here in Canton, right down the street from me. Let me tell you what, Ing, no other podcast and no other YouTuber other than yourself and us is doing an in-person draft party in the city for the first round. Like,
it's going to be fun to me.
It's going to be an awesome event. It's going to be so much fun. So make sure you guys come out and join us. It's a great venue. It's real big. If you guys have joined us for the last few, we did at Ellie's. Love Ellie's to death. This will be able to accommodate the space because, look, we know the name that Ingraven is here, and we're expecting there to be a lot of people. So come hang out with us. Join us. Glenn, I know you're excited about it too, man.
Yeah, absolutely can't wait. The venue is beautiful. Like Jimmy said, what other podcast, YouTube channel is inside the city limits of Baltimore? Certainly on draft night. There's only one. Okay. Well, two. Ingraven Vids and 410 Sports Talk. So April 24th is going to be next Thursday. Doors open at 7:30. The draft will start at 8 p.m. and typically runs 11:30, midnight, however long it takes. We will certainly be there and hope to see you guys out there. What doesn't cost anything. Would love to see you guys come out, to visit, to make your predictions. Typically, last time we had a contest, whoever correctly predicted the first round was given the jersey of whoever that first round pick was. So I can't remember the gentleman's name, but he won a
Funny Looking Yo is his handle.
There we go. Funny Looking Yo is his handle on
that's
YouTube.
my guy, man.
Yeah, awesome guy. And he got an authentic Zay Flowers jersey from our last live show. So, yeah, can't wait. Hope you guys come out. It's right there. Yeah, you can get in if you're 19. Yeah. Absolutely. You just can't sit at the bar, but you can get in. You got plenty of tables. Come hang out.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, it's just like Asmodeus the Notice says, it's such a great collab. Love all y'all. Appreciate it, Asmodeus. Asmodeus is our guy. I'm sure he is for you as well, Ing. But yeah. And one of the things we're going to do that I'm excited about is there will be a prize, an award for whoever travels the farthest to come see us. All right. So, make sure that's DK saying it's going to be him. Yeah, look, it might be DK from upstate New York.
Ing might have to get the award, Jim.
Yeah, I already won it.
Is anybody going to beat Florida? Is anybody coming across the pond for the show?
Right. Oh, that'd be cool.
It's going to be really interesting to see. It's going to be a lot of fun. Yet to be announced, but it will definitely be something juicy and exciting. I think it'll be worth it. But it's going to be a lot of fun. The venue, like Glenn says, beautiful. There's the entire space is dedicated to the show. They have an entire bar that's going to be dedicated to the show as well. I think that they're making for those of you that indulge, I think there's going to be a special draft night beverage and otherwise, right? So it's going to be a really, really fun event. We're looking forward to it. And shout out to Union Hill because I went there the other night. We went there actually on our anniversary. Shout out to my wife, and the food was absolutely amazing. So you're not going to miss anything. It's not like regular bar food, people. This is
love that.
I had carrot paella.
Yeah,
like it was absolutely fire. So yeah, come enjoy some good food, hang out with us. And last thing I'll say here, I'm not overselling this. I know that you've hung out with Glenn and I here on the show, but I just got to say this. Glenn in person is a whole different experience, ladies and gentlemen. So, look, just come and enjoy the show. That's what I do. When we go to Ravens games, I love the entertainment of the game. I just like laughing at Glenn the whole time. Like, it's the same thing when we go live. It's just an absolute blast. So come hang out with us.
Absolutely. I hope there's no other teams fans in there because if they are, they will be hearing from me. If they
I got a couple commies friends that are coming, a couple Commanders fans that are coming.
All right. We'll take a look. But,
and one Bengals fan.
Oh, he's brave.
Yeah. Luckily, he's a big dude.
Okay. All right.
Asmodeus says, I'm going to get my schedule changed Friday morning to make it up there. Shout out, Asmodeus. Yes. Yeah, we appreciate it, man. And would absolutely love to have you up here.
So, of course, thank you, Ingraven.
Yes.
For coming up. Appreciate you taking your time and spending time with us. It'd be nice to meet you in person after seeing and talking to you so much online.
Yeah.
I know my nephew's coming to see you. You already got a picture with him. But you got to take another one. He's excited.
Absolutely. And look, this is the last thing I'll say. We've said this every time you've been on our show, but dude, nobody really wanted to hang out with us when we were just a podcast, no YouTube channel, and just two dudes sharing a microphone in a basement. Right? Like, I don't think you understand this image. I'm 5'7", Glenn is 6'3", and we were sharing a snowball microphone talking to you. Anyway,
on an audio podcast, right?
Audio only. That was it.
Yeah.
And look, dude, you were the one of few people that would come on the show, and we so appreciate it, man. And so super grateful for you. Looking forward to hanging out with you in person.
Yeah, man, I'll never forget, because I remember that was right in 2019 before the Ravens played the Patriots. And y'all were asking me, you said specifically too, like, who do you think is gonna win? And I was like, I don't know, because that's Tom Brady and Bill Belichick and the Patriots, and no, we got Lamar Jackson, we hot right now, and then you said, hey, don't go with your head, go with your heart. I said, okay, got it. And then pick Ravens, and then the rest was history. But I'm always glad to see how far y'all come, man. Always glad to see y'all doing your thing. Always glad to just see you just putting in work and just setting a precedent, setting a standard. So keep doing what you've been doing, man.
Appreciate it. Likewise.
But all right, let's get into what we heard from the Liars Luncheon today. And then we're going to give you guys a quick preview after that of the mock one. We're going to do a first round mock draft, because that is getting a lot. I mean, I know about 6 to 8 different people that I've already heard from just in today's stream. I mean, the opinions are all across the board on who we should take, what position we should take in the first round. So we're excited to get into it. But I wanted to ask you quickly, guys, both the question, because what do I hear in the background? You guys hear that?
Yeah, I don't know who it is.
It's probably me. What does it sound like?
Static?
Wind?
Static. Yeah, all of a sudden.
Oh.
Hold on. I'm going to mute you real quick, see if it makes a difference.
Okay, yeah.
Yeah, it's you.
All right, let me fix the mic. I'll be right back.
Gotcha.
Yeah, all
Jimmy,
good. Take your time.
Jimmy, one question that Eric was asked that I think you predicted already, and it's funny that he was asked about the tight end position, and said how it's the whoever asked the question said it's unique in that it's a loaded position. It's already super talented, but every single one of those guys is on the final year of their contract. So while it is loaded, you still have to be thinking about the future. And a lot of times you address the future with draft picks. So he was asked about that. And look, Eric acknowledged that is a unique scenario, kind of coupled the running back room into that same kind of group where it's like, yeah, we're really good, but we don't have a lot going forward after this season. But did also point out the fact that injuries can change things very quickly. We've had that in the past where we looked really strong at a position, 3 injuries at that spot, and all of a sudden you're picking off of other teams' practice teams. So is that kind of where you're at when it comes to tight end? Is that why you're making predictions that, hey, don't be shocked if the Ravens not only take a tight end, but take a tight end much earlier than most people would expect?
Yeah, I think that's part of it for sure. I also think it's always better to be a year early than a year late. Right. And I think this is one of those scenarios. I think that, I guess if I had to say most likely, and like I've said, I've been all over the spectrum when it comes to the tight end position. But if I had to say most likely, I think that they still work something out with Mark. I've gone back and forth with this, like I said, and I think this is a year where it's like, let's just see how things play out. No love lost. Like, we love you, Mark, right? Like, we just want to see how things play out type thing, right? Because these things have a way of working themselves out. But specific to the draft, yeah, you're 100% right. I mean, there's no way they're not taking one. If they keep, what do they have? 3 4th rounders or 2 4th rounders, right?
Yeah, 2 4th. They have, I think, 4 6s.
Yeah, I think there's very little chance that they go through those first 5 and don't snag one. Maybe it's the last one in the 4th, but I don't see it as a waste of a pick, and I see it as something that people aren't talking about enough. But people listen to the show, Glenn, right? So that's kind of how this goes.
Yeah, they're all copying off you, Jim.
For sure.
Ing, what's your thoughts on that? I don't know if you heard, but basically DeCosta was asked about tight end, and he said, yeah, it's a great group, but they're all in their last year. They're all on expiring contracts. Do you expect any additions in the draft at the tight end position?
I do, because I expect there to be a subtraction at the tight end position on the Ravens right now. But see, it's so tricky to think of who that one will be, because obviously a lot of people are thinking Mark Andrews, which we can understand, especially because, like all three of them, he's in the last year of his contract, but he has the most significant cap hit. But then when you think about more even long term, like, okay, if you were to bring back one like Isaiah Likely right now, in my opinion, I think he would be the most expensive one for the Baltimore Ravens to bring back.
Based on where he's at his career arc, I'm assuming.
Right, exactly. Because Mark Andrews, I mean, if the Baltimore Ravens keep him or if he goes somewhere else, he's going to get paid. He's going to get paid a nice chunk of money. But I think Isaiah Likely will get paid a bit more than Mark Andrews, based off of him being the next up and coming, and Mark Andrews it feels weird to say on the backside of his career. I don't even think he's on like the backside of his career, because it ain't like Mark Andrews just fell off, anything like that. Yeah, he had the fumble and the drop in the playoffs, but it ain't like, oh, Mark Andrews, oh, he's some bum and he's watching anything like that. Mm-hmm. So I don't even want to say he's on the back end of his career, but I wonder if the Ravens will look at it like that. If they will be like, all right, well, we know Mark Andrews, he got this amazing relationship with Lamar Jackson. Lamar loves him, we all love him, and they all love Isaiah Likely too. But I wonder if they can look at it like, you know what? If we keep Mark, it'll be cheaper than keeping Isaiah Likely. And then if they put Isaiah Likely on the block. So I'm wondering what Eric DeCosta is going to do. And the reason why I feel like one of them will definitely be going, whether it's Mark Andrews or Likely, is because they don't want to wait to get value for whichever one it's going to be. They don't want to have to wait until, all right, he gets signed next offseason by somebody. Then we got to wait till the following offseason to get that comp pick, whether it's a third round or fourth round or whatever it might be. So I think the Baltimore Ravens, they want to get somebody right here, right now. They want to get value right here, right now, compensation right here, right now, instead of having to wait until 2 years from now.
Yeah, no, that's a good point. Yeah, I do think we could see something. Maybe even draft night. I mean, don't be surprised if it happens that soon. Coach and Eric DeCosta were also asked about the 11 draft picks, and it's interesting because Eric kind of went back and forth. But because on one hand he said, I don't know if 11 draft picks could make this team, but hey, that would be a good problem to have. Ing, do you expect him to sit and stand pat and take all 11 picks, or do you think he uses some of that capital to maybe move up in one round?
You know, I remember last time, a couple years ago, when we had 11 draft picks, and I was like, ain't no way. There's no way Eric DeCosta is using 11 draft picks. It's just not happening. What did he do? He used all 11 of them. Made me look like a fool, because I just knew he was going to make some trades, move up, move that, but he used all 11 of them. So I remember when he said that today in the pre-draft presser, because it was actually Garrett Downing that asked him that question. But I can't put it past him. I really can't, because I can think of about all these scenarios. Oh, yeah, they trade up, use some of them picks to trade up, move around in the draft. You got flexibility. But it's Eric DeCosta. So he's done it before, so I cannot put it past him to do it again.
Mm-hmm. It's going to be really interesting to see the strategy that plays out there. Because I think, I mean, it's unfathomable for me to think of, 4 6-rounders? What do you even do with 4 6? No offense to 6-rounders, but at that point, right? Like, you are at REI in the clearance rack, returns, like trying to find anything that you can. You know what I'm saying? That's the only place I shop. So certainly I get it, but it would be really, really interesting to see. Now, the other question I actually was just about to ask this, Asmodeus, to you and to Glenn here. I'm really starting to get the sense that the Ravens are going to trade back. I said before they're going to trade up, and they're going to go. So, okay, let me rephrase my statement. They're either going to trade up in an unprecedented way and get a tier 1 guy, or I think they end up picking like 31st, 32nd in the draft in the first round. What do you guys see movement-wise from the Ravens, and what do you see as more likely? Do you see a trade-back scenario here or a trade-up?
If you trade it back, like how many more picks you need?
Unless you're thinking next year picks.
Ooh, yeah. So, it is possible. It is possible, but I just don't see it right now, man. I just don't see them trading back. I think for now they stand pat. Obviously, you could move around, but 11 picks, like, what do you need even more? EDC, and we know again, EDC, he covers picks. He loves picks like they his kids or something like that. But it's like, how much more do you need? Especially because of what he said today when Garrett Downing asked him about those 11 picks, because he talked about how more than likely some of them are not going to make the roster. And that's true. Like, even if it's a draft with just 7 picks, some of them, obviously more so on the back end, there's a chance that they might not make the roster. So, yeah, taking more swings, give you more chances to hit a home run. But at the same time, trading back, I don't see it.
Yeah. The only way I would see it happen is it would not be the first round pick. I think you got to remember, when they trade out of the first round, they lose the option of the 5th year. And that's incredibly valuable at certain positions. Now, other positions, it's not as valuable. In fact, it can be a deterrent. You look at Kyle Linderbaum being lumped in with all the offensive linemen, makes his 5th year astronomical. Whereas if they broke it down position by position, he was graded amongst centers, it wouldn't have been that way. So I guess it can be beneficial to the team in certain ways, but not in others. But I would say the likelihood of them trading out of the first round is pretty low. Now, they could very well trade back in the second round, but I think Ing's right. If it's hard to imagine 11 guys making this team, then I can't imagine 12 or 13 making the team for certain.
Well, and then to that, right, you could see an orchestration of both things happening. So say they stay in the first, but they slide back. And so the reason I'm bringing this up, because I have 2 guys in mind. And they're the guard out of Glenn that we've talked about, the guard out of Alabama, Brooks, right? Booker. Yeah. Dude, I watched that clip that you talked to me about where he's explaining why he's different.
Yes.
It'll raise the hair on the back of your neck.
Right into your veins. That's what I needed it. Right into my veins.
Absolutely. And then I also think that there's a chance that some other guys might be around that we might not be expecting. So I say all that to say, I think we stay in the first, but what if we get more creative in the second, in the third, in the fourth, and start to get aggressive and start to offload, instead of 11, we end up with 9, we end up with 8, because we're starting to package 2 or 3 sixes to get an extra third or to get an extra fourth, something like that. The Ravens in the past, I would argue that we might be the best 4th round drafter in the NFL. If you look at our 4th round in the past, we've hit on some serious guys there. And Eric, that seems to be a sweet spot for him from a value perspective. So it'll be really interesting to see what we do as far as the manipulation of these 11 picks. But I agree with you. It's hard to think that they're staying with all 11 of these guys.
Yeah.
But to that point, though, either you think the Ravens do something, a big swing, because I feel like at the end of the season, it really felt like we are at a precipice here, right? Like we are, on the precipice of something really big happening. And how realistically, as long as we have Lamar, our window is open, but felt like Eric has got to put a little more on the win now and a little less on the stockpile for the future. Like, I understand the value of both, but I feel like that's going to have more of an impact in his draft strategy this year. Who are we getting that is a plug and play that we need now, right? So do you think that increases the chances of them moving up higher in the draft?
I think, Ing, I know you're having some trouble with your audio, but it's buzzing pretty good right now. I don't know what's going on, but yeah, look, Asmodeus says we're getting hacked by Skynet.
It's Russia, dude. It's Russia.
Yeah, something's going on, but it's buzzing pretty good. Yeah, I wouldn't be shocked at all to see him be aggressive here, right? But it would have to be because they're targeting one. Like, I don't think there's a ton of guys that would make them make that kind of jump. It would have to be a guy they look at as a true difference maker, and then maybe they get aggressive, like a Malachi Starks from Georgia, who I think could certainly be a difference maker kind of guy. But
I don't know how I feel about that kid.
Okay, well, yeah,
he's on this fighting the ankle, right? That Mel talked about.
Yeah, super versatile. I love the versatility. He reminds me a lot of Kyle Hamilton in that regard. He can lock guys up in man coverage in the slot. He can play man cover on your tight end.
Yeah.
But then he can also be a pretty instinctual zone guy and get his hands on the football. So yeah, I like him. But look, I gotta. Are we back? Is Ing good? You good?
Yeah.
Oh, No.
Yeah, you had it on the wrong. Yeah.
Yeah. It's all good. It's all good.
No, now you're muted. Now we can't hear you.
Yeah.
Hold on. We're getting there.
While he gets that figured out, Jimmy, I do got to ask you. He was asked about the kickers.
Yeah.
Is it all but like a matter of when now for Justin Tucker to not be a Baltimore Raven anymore? Like what are we waiting for? Do you see any chance? I mean, everything they're saying is pointing towards them picking a kicker either in the draft or after the draft as an undrafted rookie. Is this just all like, what are we waiting for with Tucker?
Yeah, I think so. I get bashed every time I talk about this on our show because I was so hard on Deshaun Watson, and I am equally as hard on anybody else that does these sort of things. The only issue I'm having, Glenn, is that materially these cases are different. So I just haven't. Have you seen like I said before, Deshaun Watson? There wasn't like there was a shred of evidence. There were boxes, files, rooms of evidence. He was dripping in it, right? Like it was very clear. I don't know if you've ever seen the video where they asked him, were any of the girls that filed complaints registered masseuses? 0. So he was obviously acting in a predatory way. Like to me, totally different in this situation. Now, if Justin did what he's being accused of, he deserves to be out of the league and out of a job. I don't know if he deserves to play in the NFL. So I say all that to say, we just don't have any evidence right now. So I guess for me, it's like, that's what the Ravens are waiting on. I don't know what you can do because the only evidence that's been provided is by Justin to support his stance. You know what I'm saying? I just don't see anything else. And how can you convict on public opinion alone?
But that's all. I mean, how's the mic situation still? Okay. So, okay. Well, that's the thing. Like I think it is enough to be guilty in the court of public opinion. Like, I think that is enough in the NFL. I don't think you need more than that. And this is sad, right? Like, even if the sad part is, even if the investigation from the NFL turns up that, maybe there's not concrete evidence that this really took place. Yeah. I don't think that's going to matter to it might matter to Ravens fans, but they're still going to get bashed. So it's not a good situation. It's tough. Obviously, if he did it, he should be ousted from the league. But even if he didn't, I still think he might be gone just because of the bad press clippings and the fact that, let's be honest, it's not like he's 25. So maybe things would be different if he was in his prime. I do think that plays a role. But he is in year 13? I don't know. I don't know. But it looks like they're going to get a kicker. And it's just only a matter of who it's going to be and at what point do they draft, or do they just simply go the traditional route, which is undrafted rookie after the draft is over. Yeah.
Now, Glenn, I have to ask you this, and this is a pretty real question, right? Like, you can feel free to not answer. Remember when everything happened with Ray Rice, and it was statistically one of the worst years of his career? Mm-hmm. I truly think that if Ray's coming off a career year, after the dust settled, Ray gets another chance. Yeah. Not here, but he gets another chance.
Yeah.
So Justin's coming off of a bad year.
Ooh, I see what you're saying.
You
think he gets a chance elsewhere?
That's what I'm right. Like, you know what I mean? He's still statistically like a Hall of Famer, statistically, right?
The GOAT.
Yeah. So if he's not here, does he get a chance somewhere else, or is this it?
I didn't even think about that, dude. How did I not think about that yet? Right? Like,
that's what you got me for, dude.
Of course he's going to go somewhere else. Of course there's going to be a team that takes a chance on him, unless there's overwhelming evidence that this guy's a huge pervert. But absent of that, yeah, I think that's a good point. I think there's a team out there that's been looking for a kicker that's tired as hell of seeing their games won and lost on the leg of a kicker who just can't get it done in clutch moments. I think that's a really good point. You start to look at the teams that might have the audacity, the clout. I don't know what you would say they would need to take that kind of a risky move, but I certainly wouldn't put it past a team like the Raiders. I mean, the Browns have been. How long have we seen
the Browns? I was saying the Browns too, but I think they'll stay away from this one.
They might with Deshaun, but yeah, teams like that have had issues finding kickers. Like, I mean, the Lions saw Justin Tucker break the record in their stadium. I bet they'd like to see Justin Tucker kicking 8 times a year in that stadium, but with a Lions jersey on. So I think it's that's a good point, Jimbo. He might not be here, but he also might be somewhere else kicking against us.
Yeah, no, for sure. It's really going to be interesting to see. I feel bad with Ink's technical issues. We've bogarted his channel.
I know. I hate this when usually it's me that's having that.
Sorry, what were you say?
Usually it's me that's having those technical issues.
It's true. But I was going to say that for sure. Obviously, the Ravens need to take swings there. Ultimately, in a shape, form, or fashion, the Ravens are looking around. So it just is what it is. There now, correct me if I'm wrong here, Glenn. Eric, there wasn't there wasn't a ton. You talked about Ronnie, obviously signing. Them still needing to do some offensive line stuff. You talked about guard, but I felt like that would be a bigger part of the conversation. Were you surprised about the lack of airtime there?
I was. It's that's the kind of thing that leads you to ask those questions. Like, why? Is that intentional? Was it just coincidental? How it kind of worked out conversationally? Yeah, I think that's a good point. I mean, I saw a lot of people breaking down. They always try and read between the lines with Eric DeCosta, and they say, "Well, how did he talk about position groups in years past, where he ultimately did go and attack that group during the draft?" And some people are making links to the cornerback position. I thought that there was a couple spots where he made it sound pretty ambiguous. Like he brought up how the entire edge group is back. Does that make it sound like he was like, hey, we're pretty lucky in that regard? Does that make it sound like he's less likely to go there in the first round? We just took a corner last year in the first round. Does that make it? But yeah, I think to your point, I hope to goodness that doesn't mean that we're not thinking about or not considering interior offensive line in the first round, because that's what the hell I'm starting to lean a lot towards, Jimbo.
Now, Ing, you back?
I hope so.
We're back, baby. We're back. You sound good.
My apologies, man.
All good.
They said I'm looking Amish with this beard. I agree. Look at this. Look at this patch.
Now, Ing, you got to show off the beard, dude, just to make Glenn look bad.
Yeah, man. Show me how a man grows a beard, Ing.
We got to get you some oils for that so it can be full. And go all the way.
Yeah, I might need
some Miracle Grow.
Yeah, I need Miracle Grow injected into my face and my pores. It's unbelievable. I don't know what I'm doing here. I look ridiculous.
No, man. Yeah. The beard's always better, man. Okay. You should grow. Can you grow one?
Me?
Yeah.
Probably better than mine.
Okay, then.
It would probably end up looking a lot like Glenn's. My problem is the mustache grows in so much thicker than everything else. It just looks funky.
Okay.
So good,
right. He conquered the Russian hackers. Yes, he did. They were nothing for him.
It was something. Okay. It was something. Well, we made it now.
We made it. Hey, quickly, before we move on, I do got to get your quick take on Justin Tucker. Is this just a matter of when for him? And how certain are you that they draft a kicker, or do you think it'll be an undrafted route?
That's tricky. Because Eric DeCosta, he talked about it today. He said, hey, some of the best kickers, they were undrafted. And he didn't say Justin Tucker's name, but you knew he was alluding to Justin Tucker. But I think depending on what they do, and depending on how they show us, whatever route they take for a kicker, that'll let us know what they're gonna do with Justin Tucker. Obviously, it's still a lot that we don't know about. There's still a lot of unresolved stuff. There's an ongoing investigation from authorities, ongoing investigation from the NFL as well. But I think if they draft a kicker, then that'll be for sure. Oh yeah, Justin Tucker, he's done. That's a wrap. Because when was the last time the Ravens drafted a kicker? And then if they sign a kicker, an undrafted rookie free agent, but it's a significant signing bonus, I think that would be letting that kicker know, hey, you're going to be our guy. And we wanted to make sure we signed you and nobody else signed you. You signed with us over all those other teams. So, yeah, we're going to kick it up a notch with the signing bonus. So I think depending on what they do, that'll give us an indication on what they feel is going to happen with Justin Tucker.
Yeah, it's going to be one of the more I think bigger storylines that people are going to follow is what happens with that. Now we might have to wait because I ultimately think it's going to be an undrafted addition. It's typically what the Ravens do, typically what most teams do. Right. So we might have to wait a little bit longer than just the draft. Now, before we get into the mock here, Ing, did you get anything out of that presser that made you have any indication that they might be targeting any specific positions, either one, maybe even just one side of the ball or the other? Or was this just a bunch of them saying a lot to say absolutely nothing?
I mean, I think it's actually a bit of both because it is the Lions luncheon. So Eric DeCosta, he loves being up there, answering them questions just however he wants to answer them. He'll take you down this trail here, take you over there before he even gets to the real stuff. But I appreciate that about Eric DeCosta. I appreciate how well he is able to maneuver around all of that stuff. But as far as them targeting a certain area, whether it be offense, defense, any specific positions, I don't really think so. Because the Baltimore Ravens, they have quite a few positions. It's like with the Ravens, they don't have like, all right, we need this one thing for sure, for certain, and then we're set. I feel like the Baltimore Ravens, the core of their team, it's pretty much set. You got some holes here and there, there's some plug and plays that you can do, but for the most part, you're good. So I feel like that makes it even easier for the Baltimore Ravens as they move through this draft. So there's nothing in particular that they may target. Obviously, it depends on how the board falls and whatnot, but no, I don't think so.
Gotcha. Okay. All right, man.
Well, I want to, just like you said, Glenn, I want to talk a little bit about the first round. And do you want to do a full mock simulation, or you want to just talk about some guys that we like, Giddings' thoughts and otherwise?
Well, I mean, we can at least have it up. That way we can pull up their draft profiles.
Drive?
Yeah, I'll drive. I got you. I got it up right here.
Yeah, let's do it. What the heck?
Yeah, I mean, might as well. It's only one round. And I think what's cool is I bet we're going to have a lot of different opinions. Certainly in the chat, we did last time around have a bunch of different opinions. People did not like my Xavier Watts pick, even though I'm standing on it. My man's got, 12 picks in the last 2 years. He's a center fielder. I think he would look good in purple. People were hating on that. And then some people didn't like Booker. They say you don't take a guard in the first round. Okay. All right. So we're going to get some opinions here, but let's go ahead and enter into this draft. And also, actually, before I hit start, Inger, do you look at how much do you focus on what the Browns are doing, what the Steelers are doing, what the Bengals are doing? Are there any? Because I'll be honest, and I'll be honest, folks. I'm looking at what the Browns are doing. I'm thinking they're in position. They could really transform their football team in a big way.
Like that Houston, Texas draft.
Right, exactly. Where overnight they go from, the outhouse to the penthouse, and they might not take over first in the AFC North. I'm not saying that, but They could fix their quarterback situation and their running back. They could add a stud opposite Myles Garrett. I mean, they could do a lot. And so I'm curious, how much attention do you pay on those other teams in the AFC North and also other competitive teams in the AFC in general?
When you're thinking about the AFC North, obviously that's where everything starts. But at the same time, you also think about recent history, and obviously a lot could change like that. But at the same time, like the Browns, for example, they're picking number 2 overall. So what does that let us know about their team? That they weren't really good. They did beat us, but we remember that game and talk about it. But like even Eric DeCosta said it today, when he talked about, and he took a little shot at the Browns almost for them being a bad team, but he talked about because they asked him what would you do if you had the opportunity to draft a two-way player? And Harbaugh said, hey, we would have him play on one side of the ball. But Eric DeCosta, what he said, he was like, oh, well, I feel like if you have an opportunity to draft a player like a Travis Hunter, sound like you're talking about him, then you got to be picking in the top 5. And I was like, oh, okay, EDC, I like that, love it. But not really. I think about the Ravens' needs first and foremost. If I'm looking at something like this, like a mock draft, I'm thinking about the Ravens' needs. Obviously, you're gonna match up with these teams at least 2 times a year. But I'm thinking about the Baltimore Ravens. What holes do they have? What are their biggest areas that they need to improve in? Where do they need more of an impact, like right here, right now? So that's what I would be looking at.
Gotcha. Okay, I know Jimbo's not scared of anybody on those other teams, but he'll just find a way to hate on them, saying how they're horrible. Even if they're a slam dunk pick, he will tell you exactly why they're bad.
Look, It's true. No denying that tribalism runs deep in my blood, and
if you're not with us, you're against
me.
Yeah, buddy. I love it. But yeah, I think, man, what if they get Travis Hunter and Shador? They bring them both back together in Cleveland. I think about that kind of stuff. I think about Ashton Genty and how DraftPlex says Jason from DraftPlex has been doing it. He's one of the most, if not the most accurate year after year mock drafter in the country. He said he's been doing this for a long time. The greatest prospect he's ever seen is Ashton Genty. That's how good that guy is out of Boise. So we'll see what he does this year. But let's get into it here. I think it's all but said and done. Whoa, okay. So we already have something wild happening because they took Abdul Carter with the first pick. And everyone knows
they changed the game.
Yeah, now I just think 1 and 3 are going to get swapped. I think.
Oh, they got Ashton going there 4.
Yeah, there goes Ashton. Yeah. Mason Graham, the short arm guy is it Will Campbell is the short arms guy? They keep saying his arms are short.
They got T-Mac going that high at 8.
Yeah, that is surprising too. The Panthers would do that though.
More power to him.
Jihad Campbell, Tyler Warren, the stud tight end goes. That's kind of surprising. Goes to the Bears. They have Cole Kmet.
Now I noticed, Glenn, you had team need pretty high.
Well, I do think that's what, even though they lie to us and act like they don't, the first round, I think team need is very high on there.Maybe not past
but I feel like normally we do have it skewed more towards the middle, is my point.
Cardinals got
a little bit to the right. So I think,
Gotcha.
Anyway, this is.
Well, I do think team need is incredibly important.
Oh, for sure.
Round. There goes.
Oh, there he is.
Oh, I love it.
Oh, I know
that would make sense too.
Yeah, I think that would be a smart pick for them,
dude.
Because they've been looking for a long time too.
Yeah,
long
Luther
time.
Burden. Here we go.
Pittsburgh.
Dude, every time I do a mock, the Rams take Colston Loveland, the guy that Jimmy wants so bad at tight end. They always take him one pick before.
I do like this kid.
But all right, let's look at this here. Let's see. How do I get this?
Who we got available? Okay, there we go.
All right, so James Pierce Jr., the stud edge who has some off the field concerns, but man, he looks like one hell of a player. Gray Zabel is another guy I've seen linked to the Ravens as an offensive lineman. I think the expectation he'll likely be kicked into guard at least initially.
Right.
Trey Amos, another corner I've seen get some links to the Ravens as a potential pick here, as they definitely need help at outside corner. Josh Connolly, another one in the same boat. Ben Morrison, there's my guy Xavier Watts, who everybody hated on me for. Michael Williams, I think is a real interesting one here, folks. If you're looking for an edge, you got a 6'5", 200. Does that not look like a Ravens edge right there? 6'5", 265. Already a stud against the run. Already. Now he's 20 and a half. So he's young, which I like the younger guys because I think they have much more runway and growth potential. But when you guys see this, let me see if there's Derek Harmon.
There he goes. Okay, that's
I see who you're looking towards. Okay. All right. Here's Jimmy's guy, the best guard in the draft. Like you could have Quentin Nelson. Well, he's not quite Quentin Nelson, but you could have damn near Quentin Nelson. You have the best guard in the draft. Let me see here. Is safety? I didn't see whatchamacallit go.
Malachi?
Yeah, I didn't see Malachi go.
Oh, you didn't see him go.
I did see Malachi go. I didn't see who's the guy? Oh my goodness.
Wari?
Yeah, Eman Wari. I didn't see Eman Wari go yet. So how do you guys would you guys approach this? Seeing all these positions available. This is why Eric's job is tough. Like, what the heck are you guys doing in this scenario?
The way that
what you're doing, Ing.
The way that is stacked like that, the way that the board went and then draft went, I'm going Pierce, man. I'm going JP Jr. And the reason I'm going with him is because he gives you something right here, right now, and also for the future. Like it's been talked about for the longest, Adafe Away, Kyle Vanoy, David Ajabo, who I don't even think he's going to be on the team this year. But at edge, we have a lot of uncertainty moving forward. For right here, right now, this year, okay, we're solid. But moving forward, it's like, what are they going to do with Adafe Away? Are they going to give him a contract extension or no? With Kyle Vanoy, are they going to bring him back again or no? With David Ajabo, is he even going to be on a team this year? And even if he is, what's going to happen the following year? Adisa Isaac, question mark. Tavius Robinson, when he plays, he's solid, but he's been more of a backup guy. So it's so much unknown there. So getting a guy like James Pierce in a productive guy that was productive in college too, because Odafe Away, we proud of him. We love him. Love that. Hey, he's coming into his own now. But we know it took a while. But the fact that it took a while wasn't a surprise because he was a project. James Pierce ain't no project. So he will be somebody that's ready right here, right now, to make an immediate impact. So that's where I would go.
I like him. This is my concern. This is my only caveat to this. Glenn, if you scroll down here on the right side, this matters to me. You see this 90 grade? Over
Against
here?
Kent State?
It's Kent State.
Oh.
what you see this 87 grade? I don't even know what logo this is. Is this ECU?
You saying he don't show up against the big boys?
Well, Ohio
He
State.
has a good grade against OSU.
Yeah.
But
Alabama 77.
Sure, but certainly his outliers are teams that just aren't
bad.
good. Like, what did Mel call those other occupation guys?
Yeah, he did call them that. Yeah.
Right?
Guys
So
who
these
will
are
be
guys
doing
that are
other
gonna be
jobs.
Other jobs, right? And so, if you got to dominate when you're supposed to dominate, and certainly when the lights are bright. But I love the pick, though. All that
Look,
being
he's
said,
21. I love that, right?
yeah,
I
that's
love
my
young
only
guys.
that's my only caveat. I think that he's an excellent pick and would be super happy if the Ravens took him. Certainly, there would be no bursting Glenn's eardrum with the Odafe
Oh my
Oweh
God.
pick.
Yeah, he won't scream my ear. I'll tell you what I like about this one, Ink. You look for guys who can close games, right? And we look at the end of half, the end of games. What do you need to close a game on defense? You need a guy who can get to the quarterback, right? No doubt. When we remember when Terrell Suggs was here in those big moments, those big third downs, fourth downs, where was he? He was tearing ass past that tackle and harassing your quarterback. I love this guy's first step. And more importantly, even than his first step, is his bend. This guy can get low. He can rip under the hands and get after your quarterback's ass. I love that guy. I mean, I love the quick twitchiness of this guy. He's just a pure natural pass rusher with production. You talk about 21 sacks in the last 2 seasons. That's at Tennessee in the SEC. You're doing something. So I like that pick. I mean, I certainly have other guys who I would consider, but I think that. So if we did take that guy and penciled him at the edge position. Let's see what these guys have to say as far as the grade. Michael Williams was another guy I was considering. There, look, Gray Zabel, there he goes. Another guy who could probably get kicked into guard.
Glenn, you didn't give me a chance to make a pick, dude.
Well, we're gonna do it, Jimbo. Give me 2 seconds, brother. I got you.
You're making me,
look,
stay
in your seat. They're grading. Look, read the screen.
I see it.
Are you going to beat an A? Are you going to beat an A? Because that's what Ing got.
No, I mean, I think based on PFF, I'm probably not.
Oh, here we go. You hear him, Ing? Oh, it's because of PFF.
Why do PFF?
Yeah.
Hey, look, PFF had Lamar Jackson where in the under 25 rank?
Yeah.
I think PFF lost a decent amount of their credibility a while back. And then the guy hid and didn't want to come on the show. So shout out to him.
Whoa.
Yeah.
Yeah, he did. He ignored all our messages. All right.
Oh,
Jimbo,
he responded and then ghosted us, Glenn.
Look, we do it again. And who went right before us? Colston Loveland. Every time I do a mock, Colston Loveland goes 26 to the Rams. All right, Jimbo. James
Look,
Pierce
Adam
is still there.
already answered the question, dude.
He did? What'd he say?
James will go guard, I bet.
Hey, look, I just saw, and I know you guys have all seen the clip where Mina Kimes was talking about how pissed off the rest of the league would be if Tyler Booker fell to 27 to the Baltimore Ravens. The number one easy by far guard in this draft. It's not a discussion. He is the best guard in the draft, and that's our only real position left of need on the offensive side of the ball. Yeah, I think he checks the boxes. I wouldn't be mad at all if they make him the guard here for the next 12 to 15 years.
Yes, 100%. I mean, think about it. Like you said, Glenn, he's not Quentin Nelson, but he's probably the best guard prospect since him.
Yeah, that's fair.
Are you kidding me? Turn that sucker in, dude. Turn it in. Let's go.
Look, another young guy, 21 years old.
You talked about closing games. You know what else closes games? Running the clock out with Derrick Henry.
That's a good point. And we had a lot of questions at guard. I mean, we still do have questions at guard even right now. And there's a lot of uncertainty in the future because Daniel Falele, he's in the last year of his deal. And then I know a lot of Raven fans don't even want him to be the starter, but I mean, we just he is going to be the starter. That's going to be the guy. on the right side. But at the left side is Voorhees, who he was solid before he ended up getting hurt. And then there's also Ben Cleveland, who's just like I'm sure the Ravens are looking at him by that contract that they gave him. They're looking at him like, oh, he's a last resort because there's no guaranteed money in his contract at all, no bonuses in his contract at all. So he's just there to be sort of a placeholder until they get the guard situation figured out.
Yeah, and look at this. You talk about a guard, 700 snaps last year at guard. Year before that, 800. And in 2022, I guess, it's a couple years ago. But
let me get up on my soapbox for a second.
On Tyler?
Well, and just in general, something I love about this kid. Something
Smith.
that what'd you say?
That's a good comp.
That
Trey
is a
Smith.
good comp. Something that I've grown to look for in players, and I've struggled to articulate it, but it's comfort in the uncomfortable. In that, like, this dude loves work. Work is not comfortable. Like smashing other full-grown men, taking their will is not a physically, mentally, or emotionally comfortable place to be, but it's where he's comfortable. Mm-hmm. He loves it. He lives in it. It's where he feels at home. And like, that's a rare thing to find in people. I don't think it's one of the reasons why I don't think Shedeur is going to be a guy. I think he's going to be a guy, nothing more than a guy. Right. But dude, I feel it. Like when you listen to this kid, holy crap. Just like you said, Glenn, I wanted to go outside and run 100 miles. Mm-hmm. I'm like, let's go, baby. I want this kid in purple and black.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean,
love this kid.
To have that kind of size, to be able to mash people like he does and match that with a high football IQ, man, it's a pretty attractive prospect. And look, most of last year, Pat McCary was our left guard. Pat McCary's not here anymore. So if things don't go well for the often injured Voorhees, who's been injured his entire career at every level, then you only have, like Ing said, the backup option that is Ben Cleveland, who just lives eternally in the doghouse of John Harbaugh. And so I don't have a lot of confidence if they were to turn to him because the coaches don't have a lot of confidence. It showed in his last year where he wasn't on the field at all. So I would love to know that our line is now a strength. And look, who was the teams that made it the furthest, right? The Eagles? How was their offensive line? I mean,
amazing.
Pretty damn good. And then the Chiefs. They got 2 All-Pros on their offensive line. They dedicate a lot of draft capital to them, to that position. So I like that pick. I just don't know if the Ravens will make that their pick, but I do absolutely love it. And, man, I would be hype. As a team, a guy who likes to build from the trenches. Oh, look at this. Look at this. Look at this. Hey, you see what it says?
I mean, oh.
You should have drafted James.
PFF, huh?
Yeah.
PFF gave you a C, Jim.
I'll take it.
Gave you a C and said you should have taken him.
Hey, what's Jason giving me?
Jason has him as the number one guard by far in the draft. So yeah, they would like. Let me see where Jason has James Pierce. Okay, he has James Pierce as a 1-2 guy, which at 27. I think that's fair to say that's a 1-2 guy.
Yeah.
You're picking at 27. So both guys would be in alignment for our buddy over at DraftPlex. But
I think at the end of the day, if the Ravens took either of these guys, I think we are in a really good position.
Yeah. Building from the trenches like we talk about. That's where you win and lose, especially if you already have a great quarterback, which we all know the Ravens do.
Oh, yeah.
But yeah, so okay. So both of you guys building through the trenches. I'm just going to quickly throw mine up here just to give you guys, the correct one. The one that the Ravens are actually going to do because, they always watch what I'm up to. And look, there he goes, number 26, Colston Loveland.
Jeez.
Undefeated.
Quite the algorithm, PFF. Nice work.
Yeah.
There you go.
I think, and look, I know that there's going to be.
We can't keep fighting.
I'm taking a man worry this time.
Oh, I thought you were going to watch.
Glenn, when are the Ravens going to tire of overinvesting in the secondary to battle these wide receivers? Like, when does it end? You know what I'm saying?
It never ends. It never ends, Jimbo. You can never have too many good DBs. Look, they gave me an F. And look, they said I should have drafted James Pierce too. All right, PFF. You're on my shit list. But look, Emmanuel, they say he's Kyle Hamilton 2.0. Okay. Well, I heard all last season you can't have too many Kyle Hamiltons. I heard John Gruden breaking down matchups. He going, I'll take 11 Kyle Hamiltons on my team. So now you're telling me that we can't have 2 of them? That's what people are saying. You can't have Emmanuel. They already have a guy like that in Kyle Hamilton. Okay. I'll take 11 damn Kyle Hamiltons if that's what you're telling me. I'm okay. I would love to see him. It looks like the expectation is that Ardarius Washington will rejoin this team after this Friday is his deadline for accepting an offer sheet from another team, which, of course, the Ravens have an opportunity to match.
Right.
But knowing that those 3 safeties are out there, like, I think that would be a huge advantage for the Ravens as far as being able to disguise what coverages they're in, to be absolutely multiple, to be versatile. Man, I would love it if they go safety. I don't care what anybody says, okay? I'd love it. And by the way, Emmanuel is the number 1 safety on on DraftPlex, above Malachi Starks, above Xavier Watts.
I like it. I like it.
Right.
Well,
interviewing his GM for the Ravens, for the Raiders.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you.
I think that might wrap up tonight, unless you guys got more to get off your chest. But more than anything, we are so excited to hang out with you guys in person, just like Ing announced at the top of the show. And if you haven't watched, if you're just hopping in, we're going to be in person in Baltimore City, Union Hill. Make sure you go check it out. It's right here in Canton. Check anywhere on our social media or, Ing social media. We'll be sending information out. But Union Hill Restaurant right here in Canton is where we're going to be on draft night. That's next Thursday. Doors open at 7:30. Come hang out with us. Ing's flying up and gracing us with his presence. We're super grateful for it and looking forward to it. So yeah, had a blast tonight. Looking forward to next Thursday as well. But that's it for us tonight, folks. Now, this is the question, Ing. Are you gonna caca with us?
I'm down. I'm down for whatever, man. We're just gonna have a good time. That's it.
Oh, well, at the end of all of our live streams, we always give a caca.
All right, I got a little COVID right now, so I'm gonna try my best.
Oh no!
Yeah, this ain't working right now. I tried it. I appreciate it.
That's okay. Glenn is more like a seagull.
Come on.
Oh, go ahead. Let us hear one time. What kind of bird is that?
Come on, man. I live near the water. Well, kinda. There's a lot of cement, and then there's water. All right.
I love it. Thank you so much, guys, for tuning in, and we will see you guys soon. I'm gonna